Back out here with Ashanti. Ashanti, I saw you back in February. It was your birthday back then. What's new since I last talked to you?
Nothing much besides the cat. I did just recently get out from doing a little over a month.
A month?
Yeah.
Okay, how'd that go?
It was okay, just shit I had to get over with, you know what I'm saying? Instead of having to stay on the run, it's better to get it over with than always having to run when you see the police coming to the park, you know what I'm saying? So luckily I took care of that, and yeah. So.
How long have you had the kitty?
So almost 2 weeks.
Did you give the kitty a name?
Panda.
Panda?
Yeah, she's fat like one. She has the fur of one too.
That's awesome. Did you find the kitty out here, or what happened?
A friend of mine actually gave her to me, so because they know how much I like cats and how good I can take care of them. So yeah.
And it's starting to get hot out here.
Yeah.
Like 90 degrees. How's a panda gonna feel when it's 100, 105, 110?
I don't know. Honestly, that's what I'm afraid of. So I'm honestly trying to find her a home before then, because I wouldn't want to see her go. That really, really mess with me mentally. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
So you're actively looking for a new home for a panda?
I am.
If somebody says, "Hey, I'll take Panda off your hands," would you be willing to?
Yeah, I'd honestly give her up right away, you know what I'm saying, as long as they're okay with, either sending me pictures and videos of her as she grows or allowing me to see her every now and then. That's all that matters to me, you know what I'm saying? As long as she's in air conditioning and not out here having her heart accelerating, you know what I'm saying, in this heat. She don't deserve to be suffering like I am, She don't know any better. She's a baby.
When you were locked up for a little bit over a month, did you come out clean?
Yeah, I did. I stayed clean for, I'd say, 3 weeks the most. I stayed clean, and then I just relapsed like a week and a half ago. Because I found out that an ex-boyfriend of mine that I dated when I was 15, he was 22, he was in the cartel and stuff. I just found out he passed out. He passed away last year from his leukemia, so yeah, he meant a lot to me, even though it was a really abusive and toxic relationship, you know what I'm saying? But he was still there for me in times that, my family wasn't, so I can't always use drugs as an excuse to take my pain away or numb it, but I guess I trusted it again to do that, but it's still not working, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No.
And have you talked to your mom or family or anybody?
I've been texting my mom, started texting her a couple of days ago, honestly, so yeah, she was asking how I was doing, what I've been up to, and I told her nothing much, I just got a kitten, and starting to get hot out here, and she actually told me that my grandma, her mom, was in town, so I talked to my grandma that I haven't spoke to since I was a kid, probably 6 years old was the last time I spoke to my mom's mom, my grandma, and yeah, my mom sent me a picture of them, and I told my mom to tell my grandma that I missed her, so yeah, my mom checks on me every now and then, but I'm always constantly switching numbers, so it's kind of hard for her to stay in contact with me too, so, but yeah.
Does she come out here to bring you food or look for you? She used to, right?
She used to.
When I met you a couple years ago, she used to do that, right?
Yeah, but she's been busy, her and her husband at work, so.
It's hard.
And they only have one vehicle to share, apparently.
Yeah. Remind me again, do you have siblings, younger siblings?
Yeah, I have one little brother, he's the first youngest, and then I have 3 older siblings, 2 brothers and an older sister.
When's the last time you talked to any of them?
My sister, I talked to her, I think it was last week, I'd say. So, yeah, but my brothers I don't talk to at all.
Why is that?
I don't know. They're just weird, interested in their own lives, they don't really care. If I'm not doing anything positive with mine and nothing's changed with my life that they know about and the negative stuff that they know about me, for example, me being in the streets, if I'm still in the streets and I try to talk to them, they're going to be like, oh, you're still doing the same shit. I don't want to talk to you. You haven't changed not one bit. They're just those type of people, you know what I'm saying? But I don't blame them,
It might be hard sometimes for family, to understand your struggle. It's really hard for them to maintain consistency with support because sometimes they say they don't get anything back.
Yeah.
We take her food, we take her clothes, we try to help her. come to the house to shower, but we don't get anything in return. No
they can help me,
effort.
but it's not gonna make sense, and it's not gonna matter or be worth it if I'm not willing to help myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody can change me if I don't change. If I'm not willing to change myself, you know what I'm saying? So that's what my siblings have told me the times that I have spoke to them. So yeah.
So it's like frustration, huh?
Yeah, it is. Plus they have kids and shit. So you know.
Do you think your mom feels that way too?
With what?
Like frustrated sometimes, just...
She cries a lot. It overwhelms her, you know what I'm saying? It stresses her out, but I don't know about frustration, but yeah, I don't know. At this point, I'm just used to everybody being disappointed in me, you know, just making me feel unwanted and pushed away, so it's nothing new to me, you know, or judging me, per se. That's the main thing every day that I get is judged or told what to do, how to dress, you know, how to speak, what not to do, what to do, you know what I'm saying, how to do it. When to do it, you know what I'm saying? And it's just stupid. Like, I don't like it. People, they're not gonna be satisfied if they don't get their way. It's either their way or the way. You know what I'm saying? It's just what you live by when you're out here, especially this freaking park, you know. But you know what I'm saying? I'm surviving, trying.
When do you think it'll change? It'll get better?
I'm thinking about going into CAS, but I'm just, you know what I'm saying? I'm scared of trying something new, you know, per se, because I've never gone to a type of program like that, you know. And there's a friend of mine that's always telling me, you know, you should go to CAS, get yourself off the streets, you know. It hurts me to know that you're out here getting, you know, hit on or bothered, bullied, whatever, you know, getting your stuff taken from you, getting punked. None of that shit would be happening. You wouldn't have to keep pushing around the stroller if you were at CAS. You know what I'm saying? You can come and go all day. You know, the only difference is you'd have a bed to lay your head. You'd be able to leave your stroller there. You know what I'm saying? You wouldn't have to keep pushing all your shit around, you know? And what he said is true, you know what I'm saying? It makes sense. I'm just, you know what I'm saying? I'm just afraid to make that step in my life by myself, per se, you know? Because there's still a part of me that's insecure, I'm not going to lie, but you got to do what you got to do, you know? You just got to do it like Nike says, just do it, you know?
So CAS is Central Arizona Shelter Services. So that's a shelter, so you can have a bed, shower, if they're available. But ultimately, don't you think you need like a program to help you with detoxification, treatment, Suboxone, Subutex to get you off of blues?
Yeah, I'd probably be willing to get back on methadone, but I recently just found out when it did get out, excuse me, back in March, there was a homie of mine told me that they have this shot now, apparently, that if you, apparently it stops you from being able to smoke blues, or if you smoke blues, it's not going to phase you, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if you know what I'm talking about.
So that's called Vivitrol. The Vivitrol shot, you have to be clean to receive it.
Yeah,
if you're using blues, it won't do anything. You're just gonna get a shot for nothing.
Yeah.
So it's once a month, and what it does is it helps with the cravings. It minimizes, reduces the cravings, so that when you're trying to stay clean, it's less likely that you'll get triggered and go back. So, but you have to detox. You have to be on clean for a little bit, and then they start you off on Vivitrol. So I think the reason why you're out here, you're out here in the park and stroller, and it's getting hot, you're hungry, you're tired, frustrated. It's not a homeless situation. Your homelessness is due to blues, right? Your addiction. Yeah. So you really need to get to the root of it, right? Especially you're so young. What, 20, 21? I met you when you were, what, 19?
Barely 18.
Barely 18. And, 3 years later, almost 3 years later, here you are, right?
Still in the same situation.
Same place, same
area,
everything is the same, exactly the same. The only thing that's changed is the time, right? 3 years, almost. And if if I was to ask you, like, what's the reason, right? Is it your mom, your brother, society, racism, the government, the president? That's addiction, right? Addiction to what? Blues, right? So probably need to get blues out of your life, right?
Yeah.
And get those people that love you back in your life, your mom, your brothers, your grandma, just people that really do love you, right?
Yeah.
So would you consider like a program, like a real program?
Like when you say program, do you mean like a like a type of sobriety house or group home or what?
Yeah, treatment, like treatment, sobriety, basically.
That's what it says, sobriety house, or because when you say program, you're making me think like a type of facility, and that's not what I'm.
No, it's better to be out here in the streets. You think?
No, not the streets. I'm saying like if it's something different, like rehab and a detox. I don't feel it's because I've gone to a CBI like years ago, and I didn't like how it was and how they treated you and what you had to do there. You know what I'm saying? I didn't like.
How did they treat you out here?
What do you mean? In the streets?
So you said so CBI, which is a treatment center, facility, sobriety house, whatever you want to label it. Mm-hmm. So you're saying you didn't like the way they treated you. Is it worse than the way you're treated out here in the streets with the violence and?
Well, no, but it was weird for my first experience. You know what I'm saying? That's not how I'd want to have my first experience. You know, it was just scrubs and it's ugh. I don't want to talk about it. Anyways, but if it were a program, let's say, what type of programs are you talking about? Could you name some? Like
any program is better than what the program that you're going through right now, or any program.
True.
Right. Anything is better than what you're living through right now.
That's what I was talking about. CAS, is that considered a program?
CAS is Central Arizona Shelter Service. They don't treat you. All they do is it's a shelter service for you to have.
So if I get back on methadone, will that be considered treatment? But doing it myself? Because I have a what's that shit called? A methadone clinic I used to go to right down 75th and Indian
Yeah, you can try to do it. Just when you do it by yourself, it has a very low success rate, right? Because you're doing it by yourself. You're still in the same environment, surrounded by drugs, smelling drugs.
Okay, what if I get back on it and then you or somebody else like help me get resources and get me getting into a house or roof over my head, roof over my head into progress. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Tons of treatment centers. They'll help. There's resources, programs. There are resources and programs. Like you've tried CBI, didn't like it for whatever reason because of scrubs that they made you wear or whatever. So, but ultimately, it comes down to will, like your will to get better.
Yeah.
If there's no will there, you're not gonna get better. It doesn't matter where you go, what you do. If you don't want to get better, you won't get better, right? Nobody can force you, right? You're just like pretending, right? Just for the sake of a bed or a shower or whatever. So ultimately, you have to want to get better, that's what it's gonna take, right? So when people say, "Oh, I'm sick of being out here. It's getting hot. I'm hungry," all the stuff out here in the park that I see. It's that addiction that keeps you here. It's that addiction that keeps you here. So just hopefully one day you realize that and you try to get into a program, treatment center, sobriety house, detox. Any of that is going in the right direction in comparison to where you've been the past 3 years, right? In and out of jail, right? Still out here, right? Thankfully nothing horrible has happened, right? But and that's what you're trying to avoid. You're trying to survive your addiction phase until you're ready to turn the page to a new chapter of sobriety, right?
Yeah.
So it hasn't worked for you yet because of whatever reason, because you just haven't been ready. But hopefully, eventually, you are ready and you'll go, right? Have you thought about if you're to be clean tomorrow? Like, what would your life look like? What would you do? Would you go back to school? Would you work? Would you go back with your mom? What would you do?
I'd probably go back to school. I've gotten clean before, you know what I'm saying? But it's just certain things that trigger me to relapse. Like I mentioned earlier, my ex passed away from his leukemia, so that kind of set me back because I was doing good when I first got out, you know what I'm saying? So I barely relapsed like a week and a half ago. So, if you do the math from the time that I got out all the way up until now, you know what I'm saying? I was clean for a good decent amount compared to any other time I was attempting to get clean. I only stayed clean for a day and a half, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I honestly see that as effort, and I was proud of myself, I'm not gonna lie, that I was able to do it, and the people were, helping me, making sure that I wasn't gonna be able to relapse. They were making sure that people weren't around me smoking. They were making sure that people weren't trying to sell me anything or offer it to me, be a bad influence, and cause me to trip back into that relapse, you know what I'm saying? But I did it on my own because of the news that I found out about my ex. You know what I'm saying? I can't sit here and dwell or grief on that forever, but at the moment, that's what got me unfocused right now. You know what I'm saying? But I was focused before I relapsed. I'm not going to lie to you.
Yeah. Hopefully you get back on track very soon. It was really nice seeing you, and you're meeting your cat Panda. If somebody reaches out to me that they want to adopt your kitty Panda, I'll come out here and look for you, and we'll get that arranged, okay? So Ashanti, please stay safe. God bless. We'll talk soon, okay?
Okay.